All right. Good afternoon. I am Janelle Waldrop. Today, I'm very excited that you will be a country ambassador as part of your IEEC commitment. I do actually consider this to be one of the best, if not the best, activity you can do while you're here. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to be outside, meet people, talk to both other international students and, of course, San Francisco State Americans. So that's what today is going to be about, is just talking a little bit about what exactly this entails for this semester. So just some logistical things I want to start with here is that tabling does officially begin next week, and it will go through the entire semester. However, there will be no tabling when classes are not in session, such as during Thanksgiving and on Veterans Day. Great. So I'm going to talk about two things today. First, some logistics about how to get the table. It's not too complicated, but there are things that you need to know. And then second thing, I do have some talking points that I'd like you to think about as when you're at the table and who will be there with you. So let's start with just getting the table. The first thing is to go to the Cesar Chavez Student Center. This building is located in the center of campus. If you haven't been there, this is a good building to know. It's where the bookstore is. There's actually where the IEEC office is, which we're going to talk about in a moment. So when you enter this building, you're going to see that there's an information desk, this white desk, where this woman here is sitting at. Next week, your name will be on an official list for the IEEC key. The reason for that is because the tabling materials are stored in the IEEC office. So if you are tabling at the beginning in the morning, either 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., it's very possible you will need to go and retrieve the table and set it out. If you are tabling at the end of the day from the 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. hour, you will be responsible for doing this in reverse and putting the table away. Sometimes you may come and find the table is just not there for any number of reasons. If the table is not out, and even if you're tabling at, say, 12 p.m. or noon, then please retrieve the table. Great. So the first thing to do is go to this desk, greet the person at the desk, and you will trade your San Francisco State ID card for the key. If you do not yet have your SF State ID card, it is very important that you do get it sooner than later, as you may need it in order to get the table. So you'll trade that card for a key. You will need to fill out a very short Google form on this iPad here and in order to check out the key. If they ask, you're an IC officer, or that's just what you have to say for the purpose of this, doesn't really matter. You're a country ambassador. They just don't know the nuanced difference, but you're on the list. Then you will go upstairs. So that's on the ground level. Here is a map. So you will go to the top level. So on the ground floor, the desk is here. If you're entering from 19th Avenue is way over here. You enter, and then there's a staircase in the middle. If you go all the way to the top floor, then you go down this hallway or corridor, and then the IEC office is located here, T125. So, and you would basically unlock the door and grab the materials. Before we move off this map, I want to note two things. One, there is an elevator or a lift here, and there's one over here. Save yourself the trouble. Don't carry this table up and down the stairs. Please feel free to use the elevator. This door may be closed when you come around, so sometimes it's easy to miss this one, but there's a door here, and then you can take the elevator down to the first or the ground floor. When you go to the office, this is what it looks like. Sometimes you will find that when you try to check out the key was not there. That means someone's already in the office. If that's the case, just greet them. Say, hi, I'm here to table and I'm going to get the tabling materials. Or if you're going there and unlocking the door, you're going to go in there and get there's a tabling bag. It's a black bag that says San Francisco State and a white table along with a cart. You don't need to carry it. You can wheel it on the cart. Typically, these materials are found right behind the door. Very important that when you leave, you lock the door. The door does not automatically lock. You can do it by using the key or on the back side, pushing the button in to lock the door. Be sure to lock the door so nothing is stolen out of the office. IEEC would be very sad if their things were stolen, such as their nice computer in there. Right, and then when you take things down outside, so the Cesar Chavez Student Center is over here. This area here is called Malcolm X Plaza. This is the stage. There are certain areas in which you are allowed to table and which ones you are not. You are allowed to table over here. I would say this is the preferred tabling area for a couple reasons. One, it's a high traffic area. Two, there's this bench here. Since there's no chair that comes with the table, the bench is very popular. So you can put the table here and sit down here. Or you can do it on either side of this area, which is sometimes called the zigzag because the benches kind of zigzag over here. That would be the second area. The third area, which you can do is either side of here. However, there are no bench, so you're left standing. So again, probably third favorite location. If you are there, you come at say 11 or noon. You do want to kind of do a little loop around here, look for the table. Again, if it's not there, go inside and retrieve it. But again, especially if you're coming at the later times, it may already be out and you should walk around and find it. You are not allowed to table here except for when there's a special event. So for example, and there will be the IEEC Study Abroad Fair. You are tabling during that time. You will still table during that time. The difference is you'll be at your country table and we will be allowed to be on this side as well as over here. When you are at the table, within that bag, you will find a binder that has this PowerPoint, maybe a little bit older version, and at the back, you will see a sign-in sheet. Each week, please come in and sign in when you arrive at the table so that we do know that you are there. Please, when you need to leave, make sure that there is someone at the table. Don't abandon the table. If the next group is not there and you need to go to class, put the table away. And then the next group will have to put it back out. So that's why it may happen if I come at 1 o'clock, I might have to put it out because I was late coming and the previous group had to go to class. Then, like I said, if you are tabling from 1 to 2 o'clock, at 2 or maybe a little before 2, again, put things back in the IEC office. So that's the logistics. Hopefully not too complicated, but now you know the procedure. So let's talk a little bit about what you do when you're actually at the table. When you're actually at the table, something you should be aware of is that there are two groups of people there. You are there as an IEC country ambassador representing your country, hence the name, the IEC Student Club, and you are also with Americans. There will be a few Americans. They call themselves global ambassadors and are basically giving the San Francisco State perspective. So you are very knowledgeable about your countries, your home universities, and then you get to partner with an American who was knowledgeable about the SF State side. They are very excited to see you. So do hope that whoever is at the group table with you, you exchange information, connect, and start coordinating this together. Most importantly is be positive and encourage people to go abroad, preferably maybe to your university or country. Again, you don't have to know everything, but what you do know is your home country, your university, and just think of something that, would make someone excited, or what's a fun fact about your country or university to share. Remember, you're that ambassador, that representative. How are you going to represent your country? And again, this is something you should think about in a very fun way and, have little competitions with each other. It's perfectly fine to compete a little bit, have a fun rivalry going. about, if a student comes up and talks to you, try to get them to go to your country. Or if they don't study there, maybe they should visit your country while they're going there. Again, you don't have to know if they actually can go to your country, just that for sure they should visit you. But if you do want to know a couple basic facts about study abroad programs here, I'm happy to give them. But again, don't feel like you have to know them. Instead, what I want you to do, be your charming selves, be that ambassador for your country, get people excited. Americans are going to want to ask you questions. So just keep that in mind. Don't worry about too much, but here's some basic facts. Any degree seeking student at San Francisco State, including if they're here on international student visa, an F1 visa, or they're a domestic student, can study abroad. SF State students can go abroad their second, third, or fourth year, and they can go abroad multiple times after 4 semesters. So they may say, well, come up to you and say, hey, I'm a biology major. Where can I go? Again, you don't need to know where they can go, but what you can say is every major at San Francisco State has an option. Let me tell you about why you should at least visit my country or consider my university in terms of things like that. And if you do go abroad, the coursework is SF State credit. Their financial aid goes with them. And, once they've kind of exhausted all of your information and they want to know more, then they can attend an information meeting virtually with my office. You are there being the ambassador, but if you do reach a point where you feel like, you know what, I can't answer any more of the questions, then and only then it's a good idea to direct them to my office, the Office of International Programs. We are located, this is our front door next to US Bank in Building C of the Village, right across from the Student Services building. They can connect with us virtually or they can come by the office. The other thing you want to do, not just be ambassador for your country, but you're also an ambassador for IEEC. So you definitely want to help increase awareness about the club. So while IEEC is the largest student organization at San Francisco State, comprised of students like yourself who are here on the J1 student visa, study abroad alumni, and San Francisco State students who are interested in going abroad, there's still many students on campus who don't know about the club and would be interested in learning more. So please do share information. You can definitely tell them what you know. I would definitely start thinking about what would I say if someone asked me, what is IEEC? What do you do? If you're going to some other events, maybe you're going to Taco Tuesday anyway for yourself, say, hey, I'm going to Taco Tuesday. You should definitely check that out. A good way they can find out more information is, of course, on the Instagram page and the Facebook page. Hopefully you are familiar with both of these. You can also direct them to the IEC office, T125, where you retrieved the table, because there will be IEC officers in the office there. While you are tabling as country ambassadors out, you get to have the fun part because you get to be outside, especially when it's really pretty and fun. You get to talk to people as they're coming by. The poor officers have to sit in an office by themselves. You get to be with other people and hope someone comes up to the office and talks to them. So again, if there's something that you're not able to answer about IEC, you can send them up to the IEC office to talk to one of the officers. Also, you don't have to just wait for people to come to the table. Definitely be active. A lot of times you will notice that there are busy periods and there are quiet periods. Sometimes it has to do with when classes are going on, but also you may find that people look at you, but they don't come up. And believe it or not, Americans can be very shy. I have spoken to a lot of my students who say, yes, I saw the table, but I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to talk to them, but I don't know. They're very nervous sometimes. I have known students who have walked by the table 5 times before they got up the nerve to talk to you. I know you're lovely, you're not scary at all, but again, they get a little nervous. So feel free to kind of encourage and be friendly. And by that, I mean, not just sitting there smiling, but go out and stand in front of the table. So one person might be behind the table, another person might be standing in front of the table. And what you can do is start handing out flyers and engaging people in conversation. When I do this, I like to ask a question, but I like to ask a question that is not a yes or no question. I find if you ask people randomly yes or no questions, sometimes they will answer automatically without thinking about the answer. And sometimes if you ask them something or you make a statement that's not a yes or no question, it takes them a minute to think about it and they're more likely to engage. So for example is, do you want to study abroad? That's a yes or no question. Someone might say, I've had lots of students walk by me and say no, and they keep walking, or sometimes they turn around because it takes them a minute for their brain to go, oh, she said study abroad. Actually, maybe I would. But again, it's kind of that automatic trigger that they don't respond to initially. Versus if I say, you look like someone who would like to study abroad, or you would have a lot of fun coming to France, or something like that, that just, it can be a statement, or like I said, a more open-ended question. Things like that can get people thinking and engaging with them. And then you can do it in groups. You can say, have you met this person here behind the table who is from France, and work together. So again, have fun with it, kind of play around with it, but it's a lot more fun if you don't just sit there waiting for people to kind of walk up to you, because again, sometimes they will be very nervous. An easy way is to start handing out flyers, which we will provide for you. You can just hand them out without saying anything, or you can engage people in conversation as they are walking by. You'll put it out at 10, you'll put it away at 2 o'clock, have fun with it. So we do want you to have a lot of fun. It's usually fun to be outside, hanging out with people.
Another fun part of being a country ambassador is participating in the IEEC Study Abroad Fair. This is tabling, but except for you, instead of being at one table, you will each be at your own country table and really get to show off your country, have a lot of spirit and pride, and figure out how to decorate your table to get other students excited about it. Another thing that we'd like to have you be involved with this semester is the San Francisco State Outbound Student Orientation at the end of the semester. This is an opportunity for you to continue to talk to Americans about your home university and tell them all the tips and tricks you wish you'd known before coming here, but that students should know about your home university.